How's it going, everybody? Apologies if my voice sounds a bit strange. I am in the process of losing it. I wasn't planning on making an exotic Khvostov video, but we went to get ours last night, and all the guides for it that were up were pretty bad, to be honest. I'm not naming any names, but there were only a couple of them up, and they managed to miss out entire steps altogether, or they just didn't explain how to get to certain places. They're a bit awkward. So now I'm going to put together a more thorough one, like a foolproof one, if you will. So first off, you actually need to get the quest. This isn't one that's given to you, but you will need a splicer intel relay before you do these, and these are just like the splicer keys. They drop randomly from the brood mothers in the plague lands, so you might have to farm a few of them and just wait for a splicer intel relay to drop, and then you'll be able to do this first step to actually get the Khvostov quest line. So once you have that, we actually need to get the quest, so you'll need to go to the Plague Lands, and from here we'll be working our way back to the area where you first start, when you first start a new character on Destiny. But you do need to do this through the Plague Lands, not the original patrol area. And to do this, you turn right off of your spawn, hug the wall, and within about 10 seconds you'll come to this building. Go in the door and follow this route. Because we had to search for it and some other stuff, I've re-recorded some sections to make it a bit more easy to follow, so I'm not kind of walking around looking at stuff. And then I'll flip the footage back to how it looks when you're actually doing the mission. Which might be why it's suddenly, my armor might suddenly change. But by going through this building, you're basically rejoining that original Earth Patrol area, but still within the Plague Lands instance. And the area we're going to is a bit different than it is in the original patrol area. So you come to the divide, and then you work your way back to where your character would start on Destiny. And you work your way through all these tunnels, and eventually you'll reach this more open area. Word to the wise, I wouldn't screw around on your sparrow so much, but essentially you're looking for the door at the far end from where you come in. And there's a laser door there, and the console next to it will take your splicer relay and will open up. And once through, you can get through to your original character area. And you need to board the catch behind it. It's pretty hard to miss. Once you clear out the enemies on the catch, there is a chest behind them, up to the top right, and within are the Khvostov plans. At this point, you need to return to the Iron Temple and give it to Shiro. He will give you the next step, which is to gather manual pages and weapon parts. You need to go back to the Plague Lands to do this, and the manual pages drop randomly from enemies. So head anywhere where there's a large number of enemies to get your best chance at doing it quickly. We use the Archon's Forge, actually. It doesn't really matter where you do it, though. It's very luck based. Mine dropped like crazy in the Forge, but for whatever reason, not so much for everyone else. But you just have to keep killing enemies until you have all the 10 pages. Next are the weapon parts, and these are in set areas, and they're also in the area of the original patrol, but still within the Plague Lands again. So we got to go back through the building like we did in the first step and make our way all the way back to the original patrol area. And when you get to the divide, you actually want to head to the right, into the building that you would spawn next to on the standard Earth Patrol. And you work your way to the open room, where you originally fight the Fallen Captain, get your first ever ship, and the first mission of the game. And just past that room is the first weapon part, under a set of stairs. Fortunately, the last two pieces are thankfully in the same direction. We are going to have to backtrack just a little bit at first, We're going to go back out of the building you've just gone into. And we're going to take the following route, which is the same as if you were doing the Sepik strike. Work your way in through the door. Do a 6 sparrow flip if you want, and you'll actually be going through the door I just landed next to. As you can see, when I go in, there's a waypoint on my screen, but I'm a bit too stupid to see it at first. The second weapon part is just there in the corner.
Oh, yeah. 20 hours later.
Third one's probably further along then.
Should we go back and do the splicing?
So once you've got that one, you can continue your course through this building until you get outside to where you would face that spider tank on the strike, and it's going to be just on the other side of this building. Now you have all pages and weapon parts. Return to Shiro again to get the final part of the quest. Luckily it's just nice and short compared to the Galahorn. Fortunately you get a mission that starts you off where you need to be. You don't have to go through all that building again. I would recommend you do this with at least one other person, by the way. There's quite a lot of damage to be put down. Push into the divide and this captain will spawn. Once you've taken certain amounts of his health off, he will teleport to a slightly new area. It's always the same as far as I can tell, and essentially be chasing him around and shooting him. Once he's made his final teleport from the divide, you will have to push back into the original area again. There's a lot of re-tracking in this questline, but you will be given waypoints at this point, and you basically just have to do what they say. Scan this red jank and continue onwards through the building until you reach the area in which you originally got the mission, or you originally went through that laser door at least. And he'll be hiding like a little wussy behind this doorway, but he'll teleport out to face you once you find him. And at this point a lot of Fallen will start dropping to help him, but just keep at him until he dies, and he will drop you the Khvostov via an exotic engram. And that's essentially it. To finish the mission you will have to continue on back to the ketch that you got the plans from. And you have a little slightly romantic moment with your ghost. I won't spoil it for you because he spoils it enough as it is. But I hope this helped. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next video.